Bend in Barton County. Barton County health officials are now urging people to have their children vaccinated, as well as those with health conditions. Health officials believe there may be as many as 5 cases of whooping cough in the county. The director of the Barton County Health Department says the younger generation may not understand how serious pertussis is.
A lot of the older population remembers the sound of it. A lot of the younger population haven't heard it because of the vaccine, which proves that the vaccine works.
Schneider doesn't, though, have any information on the person who died. Whooping cough has been found in these communities recently. Pay attention here: Great Bend, Wichita, Johnson County, and McPherson County. According to the Centers for Disease Control, there were nearly 50,000 cases of whooping cough in the U.S. in 2012, the most since 1955. There were 20 whooping cough deaths in the U.S. in 2012. 15 of those were infants without the vaccine. Infants can start getting the vaccine at 2 months old. Worldwide, there were 89,000 deaths because of whooping cough in 2012. A Wichita police officer is recovering this afternoon after being dragged by a suspect's car. KAKE's Annette Lawless is here to explain exactly what happened and who turned that suspect in. Annette?
Chris, police say the incident happened yesterday in East Wichita near Harry and Oliver. An officer tried to arrest a 28-year-old man after smelling marijuana, but the suspect drove off, dragging the officer 50 feet. The officer got away, but not for long. Police say the man went home, and his parents brought him back to the scene after hearing about what happened.
The officer attempted to remove the individual from the car, but the 28-year-old put the car in gear and accelerated from the scene, dragging the officer. The officer traveled about 50 feet.
The man was booked for aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer and possession of marijuana. The officer, though, was treated for his injuries.
Thank you, Annette. Marijuana reform will be on the April ballot in Wichita. The City Council voting this morning on the petition brought forth by Kansas for Change. If approved, the new law would reduce the penalty for offenders over 21 years old caught with marijuana for the first time, like I said. We'll dig into the details on KAKE News at 5.
Tracking severe weather right down to the neighborhood where you live. KAKE First Alert.
And record highs were falling right and left around the station all afternoon, around the state all afternoon. Temperatures topping out in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees. And yes, we did set a new record here in Wichita, 74 degrees. The old record 69, set back in 2013. Dodge set one, as did Colby and Hill City, all in the upper 70s. 75, the new record high in Tribune today, as well as Garden City. Russell, 77 for a new record. They just go on and on. Salina setting a new record. These are all unofficial. The complete number is not completely in yet, so some of these may come up by a degree or so, but Salina's new record 74. The old one set is 71 degrees. 77 now in Hutch. It's 75 in Salina. We still have a slew of low 80s across the west. 80 in Dodge, 78 degrees in Garden City. Almost crystal clear skies showing up on our Emprise Bank Cape Cam, looking off to the west. Current temperature out at Eisenhower National, 72 degrees. Got that south wind about 14 miles per hour. 77 in Hutch, 75 in Salina. Temperatures in the low 80s still across the west. It's 82 right now in Hayes as well as Great Bend. We're going to keep skies clear. South winds with us through the evening hours as we cool into the mid-50s by 9 p.m. Looks like we're heading into the low 40s for the most part for overnight lows with more clear skies around the state. Of course, the blizzard, as you've no doubt heard, continues in the northeastern portion of the state, northeastern portion of the country. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has the story.
In this flooded, frozen town in Massachusetts, evidence of the blizzard's brutal impact.
Marshfield, Massachusetts. This morning at high tide, an 80-foot section of the seawall just crumbled here, and you can see how Ocean Street now is a river.
Other parts of the state coping with power outages, some places getting nearly 3 feet of snow. In Boston and elsewhere in New England, the effects are still being felt.
The drifting continues to be an issue, the blowing. There are drifts now as high as 4, 5, 6 feet. In many places.
While parts of Long Island, New York are buried too.
Here in Suffolk County, we got hammered, and it's still coming down.
For a lot of areas, this storm was nothing compared to what was expected. One National Weather Service meteorologist tweeting, "You made a lot of tough decisions expecting us to get it right, and we didn't. Once again, I'm sorry." There were unprecedented precautions taken in New York City, where for the first time ever, the mass transit system was shut down for snow, leaving some people stranded. But today, subways and buses are running again.
Off to work. See you later.
And the bridges, tunnels, and roads are back open.
We obviously missed the worst of this storm, which is a blessing for New York City.
And here in Central Park, you could see people taking full advantage of that so-called blessing. The mayor, meanwhile, not apologizing, saying he has no regrets about being so cautious. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, New York.
It may be Thursday before a bypass near a Wichita water leak is finished. Work continues today on the channel near the leak, which was discovered last week outside the city's main water treatment plant. Officials had hoped to finish the bypass by the end of last weekend, but have hit some snags. The city has been unable to get several parts, causing the delay. City officials are bypassing a broken water pipe that feeds into the water treatment plant in case it fails. If it does, city leaders have said it would only impact water pressure, not quality. Wichita Mayor Carl Brewer will present his State of the City address tonight at 6 o'clock. If you plan on going, you're asked to get there nice and early to go through security. Also, public seating is limited and seats are first come, first serve. Overflow seating, though, will be available on the first floor of City Hall. A reception will be held afterwards. A home in southeast Sedgwick County suffers substantial fire damage. At about 9:30 last night, firefighters were called to 55th Street South at Prairie Meadows Road. That's between Derby and Rose Hill. Portable water tanks were brought in to control the fire. That limited the damage to the back of the home. No one was inside, but firefighters believe someone had been remodeling it earlier in the day. The house has about $50,000 in damage. The cause is still unclear. Junction City police say they found several possibly explosive devices inside a home where a man was arrested for domestic violence. Cake's Susan Peters here now with news covering Cakeland. Hey, Susan.
That's right, Chris. Police say they learned that Jacob Cameron had explosive devices, several of them in his home. Then they searched. They found several suspicious devices. Cameron is now charged with several things. It's being held on $50,000 bond. Let's go to Lawrence now, where Topeka rather, a Kansas House committee is considering a bill that would ban the use of gas chambers to euthanize animals. Now, the bill would prohibit animal control officers in shelters from using carbon monoxide to euthanize animals. The alternative would be a lethal injection, which is considered, of course, a lot less painful. Most places don't use the gas chamber, but supporters want to ensure that no one ever uses it again. Now to Lawrence, where police are searching for a man who stabbed a 19-year-old over the weekend. The 19-year-old stabbed several times, remains in the hospital. Police say the teen was stabbed outside a nightclub on Sunday. They are looking for 3 people who escaped in a dark-colored car after attempting to rob the man. Remember, folks, we are covering Cakeland 24/7 at cake.com.
Thank you much, Susan. Survivors gather at the former site of a notorious concentration camp to mark an historic event and a somber anniversary. Next, President Obama gets a royal welcome visiting a new leader during a stop in the Middle East.
Download the Cake News app. Now video, radar, and your Cake First Alert forecast are just a touch away. Download the Cake News app free from the iPhone App Store and Google Play Store. Brought to you by Living Sound.
The Harlem Globetrotters! The Harlem Globetrotters Live. Interactive gaming just got real.
Intrust Bank Arena, January 31st, and Salina Bicentennial Center, February 1st. Tickets at harlemglobetrotters.com.
Right now, you could get a great deal on a 2015 Honda Pilot.
But can it pass my Tuesday test?
What's your Tuesday test? So that's your Tuesday?
Yeah. Tuesdays are pretty slow.
The Honda Pilot clearance event is happening now. Hurry in to get a great deal on a 2015 Pilot, built to handle even your busiest days.
Watch the big game in style with a big screen TV from Better Living on 21st and Amidon in the AOK Supercenter. For a memorable viewing experience, Better Living has an unbeatable selection of name brand TVs, starting as low as $14.99 per week, and new living room furniture sets starting at just $18.99. Plus, get 1 month free. Ask us how. Nobody gets you ready for the big game like Better Living on 21st and Amidon. Take one home today.
Today's financial decisions can affect your life for years to come.
Kansas credit unions understand.
We are people helping people, devoting countless hours
and supporting Kansas communities.
We exist to serve you,
giving you every opportunity to succeed financially.
We make collaborative banking successful
for over 500,000 Kansans.
It's what we do.
We are Kansas Credit Unions.
Join us.
The Harlem Globetrotters! The Harlem Globetrotters Live. This is where the unbelievable becomes the unforgettable.
Intrust Bank Arena, January 31st, and Salina Bicentennial Center, February 1st. Tickets at harlemglobetrotters.com.
Kitchen tune-up, remodeling your expectations. Call 558-8888 today.
This is Cake News at 4 with Deb Ferris and meteorologist Ben Pringle with your Cake First Alert forecast. Always tracking, always alerting, always protecting. Emmy award-winning Cake News.
It was a brief stop in Saudi Arabia for President Obama, a visit added to his overseas schedule after the death of King Abdullah. The country's new leader is King Salman, who welcomed President Obama to his ornate palace on the outskirts of the capital city. The president and the king later met for about an hour discussing a range of topics, mainly focused on security issues in the Middle East.
This is an opportunity for the president to both pay respects for the life of King Abdullah, who he worked very closely with, but also to meet the new leader of Saudi Arabia and his team.
The president had sharp words for Saudi Arabia, a close U.S. ally and key partner in the region, but a nation that has a controversial record on human rights. He said Saudi Arabia needs to change how they do business. Heads of state from 40 countries joined Holocaust survivors for a candlelit vigil at a memorial at the Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration camp today, marking the 70th anniversary of its liberation by the Soviet Army back in 1945. An estimated 1.1 million Jews and hundreds of thousands of others died at that camp. At least 6 million Jews are believed to have been killed by the Nazis during World War II. 2 police officers shot by a gunman inside a city hall in Minnesota yesterday are expected to recover. Several officers and others were shot at shortly as they left the city council meeting in New Hope. 2 officers were hit, others returned fire and killed the gunman. 6 shots fired total. A city council member, who is also a Minneapolis police information officer, pulled his weapon and yelled at everyone to take cover. The suspect's motive hasn't been determined. Let's take a look now at our felon of the day. The Sedgwick County Sheriff's Office is looking for Troy Stanley Keith. He's 43 years old, stands about 5'9", weighs 180 pounds. There he is. Keith is wanted for aggravated assault and aggravated battery. If you know where he is, you're asked to call 1-800-222-TIPS or visit WichitaCrimeStoppers.com online. The blizzard hitting the Northeast, bringing out some sense of humor for some people. Coming up, rumors of a monster, there he is, wandering the snowy streets. And later, a routine police call turns wild. A deputy gets into a close encounter with some wild animals and barely gets away.
And the unofficial high temperatures around the state today, right here, 70s, even some 80s across the west. In fact, this was the earliest calendar date Dodge City has seen an 80-degree reading. 72 the high in Wichita, 77 in Hutch. Very pleasant evening headed our way. Temps will stay above freezing overnight tonight. We have one more day like this left this week. It's tomorrow. Your forecast coming up.
Half-price steak burgers Monday night at Spangles. It just tastes better.
I got hurt. The insurance company won't pay up. That's not fair.
I've got this. I'll win for you or you don't pay me a dime.
$2.4 million for my case.
Call me. It's just that easy.
Call 1-800-241-BRAD.
Our grand opening event ends Monday. Find your style on sale now. Vintage casual pub table just $3.99. Contemporary leather match sofa only $8.99. Plus finance for up to 72 months. And be present to win your share of $50,000 in free furniture and mattresses this Saturday at our West location. Register in person on Saturday. You must be present to win. Drawing promptly at 2 p.m. Ashley Furniture Home Store. Be present to win this Saturday. Don't miss it. Join our team today. We are now hiring energetic sales professionals.
Tapping them, activating this feature, and blocking
I don't know. I think everything is better if you use it on the server side.
I got it. Hey, I wonder who this is, guys. Look, it's my new Wi-Fi modem from Cox. I forgot this was coming today. Wow. Guess I have the fastest internet now.
Whoa.
Let's go install it!
Yeah!
Trust the nerds. Get access to the fastest in-home Wi-Fi from Cox with high-speed internet as low as $19.99 a month, and ask how to get a $200 prepaid card.
You know the quality of our Mennonite crafted dining room furniture. Now it's available even for your bedroom. Smooth opening, full extension drawers, English dovetail construction, no snag finish, and liquids leave no stain. Looking for high quality oak, cherry, or maple bedroom furniture? Look no further than the Furniture Store of Kansas and McPherson. Choose from one of our many finishes, free delivery and financing available. You're going to love the Mennonite quality, handcrafted bedroom furniture here at the Furniture Store of Kansas in McPherson.
I've moved to East 21st Street, and my beautiful new office is bigger and better than ever.
Brad won me $950,000. No question about it, Brad wins.
Call me. It's just that easy.
Call 1-800-241-BRAD.
Travel to the Pacific Coast with Village Tours.
Now with the most accurate forecast in Kansas, here's Cake First Alert meteorologist Ben Pringle.
Yet another beautiful day in Cake Land, almost crystal clear skies statewide. Emprise Bank KCAM looking off to the west. Hate to say goodbye to this one. 72 degrees, that's out at Eisenhower National. We have those south winds, kind of borderline breezy today. Here at the studios, looking off to the south and west. Our current temperature, weather bug temperature, coming in at 70 degrees. South-southwest winds fairly light here. Other temperatures around south central Kansas coming in the low 70s. And at the studios here, 70 degrees. Ark City at the middle school, 73. Augusta, 68. Garfield. And out in Ulysses, boy, beautiful day there. A little high, thin cloudiness pushing back into the southwestern portions of the state. Our weather bug temperature there, 78 degrees. Got those south-southwest winds across the western part of our state, more like 10 to 20 miles per hour, 8 to 18 miles per hour with those south winds here in the central counties. Temperatures in the low to mid 70s here in central Kansas, 77 in Hutch. It's still 82 in Great Bend and Hayes, 81 in Colby. We have temperatures in the mid to upper 70s through the southwest, and there's some of those high, thin clouds back in the southwestern portions of our state. Let's head into the New England states. The storm system still in progress. It's lifted out of New York City for the most part. In fact, really the heaviest snowfall just east and north of that location. Well, I was going to show you some pictures. There we go, our weather bug shot from Boston. In fact, we can take you through the video here of the last 8 hours or so. And it looks like, again, took you through the heaviest snowfall. There we go. Thank you very much, Jay, for helping me out with that. There you go. The heaviest snowfall, whiteout conditions earlier today. The heaviest snowfall seems to be behind them. Of course, the cleanup begins now. The heavy snowfall continues north and east of that location. All right, back here at home, we have crystal clear skies around most of our state, but again, a little bit high, thin cloudiness slipping back into the southwest. And looks like another beautiful evening in store for us. Hour-by-hour forecast this evening shows a light south wind, or at least a diminishing south wind. Temperatures falling into the low to mid-50s by 10 p.m. And it looks like we're heading into the 40s for the most part for overnight lows. Now through the day Wednesday, things will begin to change out west. Northwest winds are going to be coming around for you, picking up in speed through the day. And I think through the afternoon, blustery northwest winds gusting up around 30 miles per hour or so will keep winds comparatively light here in central and eastern Kansas, with temperatures continuing above average for one more time before those colder temps flood in here for the finish of the week. 43 for an overnight low in Wichita tonight, 42 in Hutch. Temperatures falling into the upper 30s across the west. And for tomorrow, look for mostly sunny skies. Temperatures still in the mid-60s northwestern Kansas. Those gusty north winds kicking in through the afternoon. Temperatures in the low 70s for highs here in the central part of the state. So the planet for south central Kansas, including Wichita and Hutchinson, shows our temperatures really dropping off from Wednesday to Thursday. Temperatures only in the 40s for afternoon highs. In fact, Friday Friday, low 40s, and we do have a chance of mixed precipitation moving in here late Friday night into Saturday. Temperatures only in the upper 30s and low 40s right on through the weekend. In fact, I think we'll be in the mid-30s for an afternoon high Sunday, and we'll have to watch that chance of snow. Looks like a little better chance for the southern counties than the northern counties. Salina, Hayes, and Great Bend. Temperatures in the upper 30s for highs over the weekend for you as well. Southwestern part of the state, Garden City, Dodge, and Liberal. You'll go from the 60s tomorrow into the upper 40s Thursday, down into the 30s for highs, it looks like, by Saturday. And for the Northwest, Goodland and Colby, it looks like temps in the mid-60s today, down into the mid-40s for Thursday. A 20-degree drop for those afternoon highs. And then, of course, you'll have that slight chance of light snow moving in for you Friday into Saturday as well. And it looks like temperatures are going to be cold on into early next week. So it's going to be quite a shock to our system, it looks like, over the next couple of days. But you have one more time to enjoy it, and that'll be tomorrow.
Is January always like this year? The roller coaster of warms and lows?
Nothing's always like this here. Our weather changes so much, but no, these are fluke temperatures we're having, that's for sure.
Well, I'm enjoying it this week,
Yeah,
that's
no
for
doubt.
sure.
That's for sure.
Ben, have you seen the Boston Yeti?
No, I have not.
You got to see this.
I can't wait.
It's pretty funny. There's a guy having some fun. It might be just a tall gal walking around in a Sasquatch suit, walking the streets of Boston there.
Do we know that's a guy in a suit? Maybe it is Bigfoot.
I'm pretty sure it's just someone in a suit.
Ah, there you go, the collar there.
Yeah, one was spotted downtown Boston. Another was sighted trying to hail a cab in suburban Somerville. It wasn't immediately clear whether there was more than one Yeti roaming the Boston streets. It could have just been one person. Still, funny pictures there. There's even a Twitter account. It's Boston Yeti 2015. So if you want to follow the Boston Yeti,
get in
Boston Yeti
on it,
2015.
Yes. Probably going to be more of those copycat Yetis out this evening.
There you go. We're going to have hundreds of Boston Yetis roaming the streets before we know it.
Snowfall.
All right. Thanks a lot. Coming up, sheriff's deputies. Close encounter with some real wildlife. A little too close for comfort. And next, some students at an Oklahoma college attempt to pop their way into the record book.
Away from home? Get your Cake First Alert forecast on KUIN KNSS.
In today's economy, we are all trying to find ways to save money without having to give up some of the things that we love. Brian Bluvis is here to tell us how to save money by switching to Dish Network.
Well, traditionally, people would have to pay an additional amount for their high-definition channels. And Dish Network is the industry leader in HD programming, so we're able to pass some savings down to the customer by offering more HD channels than any other provider, free. Not just for a couple of months or a year, but free for life.
Wow, getting HD channels free certainly saves you money. So what are some of the other benefits?
Well, the remote is really easy to use and includes parental controls so you can monitor what your children are watching. And then there's also the DVR. In addition to the normal DVR, which allows you to pause, rewind, and record TV, Dish Network now has a multi-room DVR that allows you to record a program on one TV and watch it on another in any room of the house.
Well, the technology is great. So what do you have to pay per month for Dish Network service?
Well, Dish Network now has popular packages with all of your favorite channels, including locals, starting as low as $19.99 per month, and you get to lock in that price for an entire year. And if you call now, you'll receive all HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, and Starz channels free for 3 months and receive the activation and installation free.
I understand that you have something special for our viewers at home today.
That's right, we do. The next 20 people that call us and order Dish Network service are going to receive a $50 Visa gift card that can be spent anywhere. And this is exclusive for phone orders only. So call 1-888-231-6489. It's really easy to set up over the phone, and we're usually able to do same-day or next-day installations. And this is a limited-time offer, so please call now. Call 1-888-231-6489. That's 1-888-231-6489.
Officials at Oral Roberts University say the school set a new world record today for popping bubble wrap. That's right, 1,134 people took part in the effort today in Tulsa, popping to their heart's content on Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day. Who knew? The world record for this loud feat is held by a Minnesota elementary school. Today's attempt will have to be verified before the university pops its way into history. A routine call for a sheriff's deputy in California turns into a terrifying situation after a surprise visitor dropped in on their investigation. Check it out. A deputy was being lowered from a helicopter to inspect an abandoned car in the brush when his team noticed a large bear. Look at that thing. They tried to warn him, but lost radio contact. The bear eventually ran off, startled by the chopper, but that deputy knew she'd be back. After making a big discovery inside the car, he found cubs inside that vehicle. What a story. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Travel to the Pacific Coast with Village Tours.
Wow, Devon James wins.
After an accident, you're facing some tough right now problems.
No car, no medical care, no money to get a lawyer, but no worries. Devon James wins.
And they're the only firm in town with a no-fee guarantee.
We're Devon James.
If you've been hurt in a car accident, you won't pay us anything
until we win your case.
Wow, that's the no-fee guarantee.
Call us now and we'll get you every dollar you deserve.
Wow. Call 800-834-8400.
Devon James wins.
Wow.
Watch the big game in style with a big screen TV from Better Living on 21st and Amidon in the AOK Super Center. For a memorable viewing experience, Better Living has an unbeatable selection of name brand TVs, starting as low as $14.99 per week, and new living room furniture sets starting at just $18.99. Plus, get 1 month free. Ask us how. Nobody gets you ready for the big game like Better Living on 21st and Amidon. Take one home today.
Why Renewal by Andersen?
Well, it's not just about the incredible window. It's also the amazing service. It's the installation. It's absolute peace of mind every time. Our windows are made better, installed correctly, and we make it easy and stress-free. Call today and get 2015 windows at 2014 year-end discounts.
We promise we'll make it easy.
Don't wait. Call today for 2015 windows at huge 2014 year-end discounts.
Renewal by Andersen. We love our new windows.
The wintertime is a wonderful time of year to purchase home furnishings. I'm Bob Rzuk of Rzuk Furniture. Twice a year we offer our semi-annual clearance sale. It's a time of year when we mark down all floor sample, discontinued, and one-of-a-kind pieces of furniture and accessories to make room for new product rolling in from market. It is likely that those pieces you've had your eye on are now drastically reduced. Our semi-annual clearance sale is going on now at Rzuk Furniture, 1134 East Douglas on the east side of Old Town.
Thank you for watching Cake News at 4. I'll be back here with Susan Peters for Cake News at 5. Join us.
For up-to-the-minute news and weather, stay connected to Cake News with Facebook, Twitter, and Cake.com. Always tracking, always alerting, always protecting. Cake News.
Moms Every Day with Rachel Phillips. Brought to you by the sponsors of MomsEveryday.com.
Welcome back to Moms Every Day. I'm Rachel Phillips. We're back on location at Advanced Pain Medicine Associates with Dr. Park. Thanks again for having us over.
Thank you.
Now today what we're talking about is if you are someone who needs pain treatment or currently regularly gets pain treatment and you're using a hospital as your facility, there might be an easier, cheaper option for you.
Right. Here, our practice is office-based, so the out-of-pocket for anyone that's seen here is never going to be more than an office visit copay. You can take aside deductibles, which you can't do anything about no matter where you go, but their out-of-pocket typically is no more than an office-based visit. Also, wait times are much less here. In a hospital, you may have to show up hours ahead of time, spend a long time waiting, and then spend hours even after your procedure. Here, you check in, you come back, you're seen, you get your procedure done, and you're out the door.
Well, and time and money, I mean, those are things that people really, that's important to them.
Very important. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about getting started with you. We need to get a referral from our physician.
We love to have referrals. It gets us the ability to learn something about you before you're even here, and so that we can more appropriately, aggressively treat you when you show up.
And really, you treat all kinds of patients, young, old, all different types of pain.
Pediatric to geriatric. We see all sorts of people with pain, no matter what their pain problem is.
And the cutting edge, latest treatments available here to help. So really, it just makes the most sense.
That's right.
Absolutely. Okay, well, thank you again, Dr. Parks, for having us over today. So much to learn here, and it's just a phone call away, and you can also get more information on our website as well, momseveryday.com.
For health, home, money, and more, what matters to you and your family is at momseveryday.com.
Honeydew! What's up?
Guess who's here?
Your dad! He drove his RV all the way up from Cocoa Beach.
Hey, son, working hard? He's gonna say hardly working. I meant to tell you he was driving out. Did he say it?
Oh, yeah.
Good kid. He wasn't supposed to show up for a few more days.
Well, guess what he brought us? A dog to keep.
Yes! Yes! Yes, I should have told Claire about the dog, and I was going to, but I was just waiting for her to be in the right mood. Actually, I did get one right mood a couple nights ago, but I cashed that in for something else. Am I in trouble?
Oh, really, really big.
Okay, I'm a little scared. How bad is this?
Oh, well, we have a new rule. No sleeping in the bedroom.
Mr. Pritchett, Ben Dugan. I went to high school with Mitch. We were in the drama club together.
That's right.
Yeah.
Jeez, I didn't recognize you without that old guy makeup on. You know, you and Mitch knocked the Sunshine Boys out of the park.
Mitch was really great in that. I always thought he should be an actor.
Yeah, he's got a real job now. He's a lawyer.
Ah.
How about you?
Still acting.
Fantastic.
Actually, it's exciting. I'm in a new movie, Maple Drive. Just came out.
You're kidding me. Look at me. I know somebody famous.
Anyway, I gotta go. Great to see you.
Good to see you, too. Yeah. Kid's a movie star. Hey, how'd it go now?
No cavities. And I got a free toothbrush.
Hey, you want to go to the movies? I just heard about a good one.
But I'm supposed to be in school.
You're supposed to floss, too, but you got away with that one. Come on, let's go. One of the greatest days of my life was when my old man sprung me from school and took me to the track. I wanted to do the same type of thing for Manny, plus I figured when Gloria heard about it, maybe it pays off in the bedroom. I wonder if that's why my old man did it. Oh, crap.
Your mother-in-law just had to have the dog. Turns out she's allergic.
Was there a Twister in Kansas? Because there's a house in my driveway.
Welcome home, Mr. Dunphy.
Always a pleasure, Mr. Dunphy.
Indeed it is, Mr. Dunphy. Place it there.
I shall.
I miss this. Get in here.
My dad is awesome. He's awesome. He's always up. He's always happy. I mean, he and I are best buds. We're like two peas in a pod. Or Siamese twins, or a snake with two heads.
They've actually been all those things for Halloween.
Yeah. Hey, this must be Scout, huh?
I should warn you, he sheds. I made the mistake of letting him sleep with me on the road. Now my sheets look like two Bigfoots did it.
Pardon the language. How's Mom?
Speaking of big feet, eh? She is on a cruise with her girlfriends, some of which are not totally unattractive. That reminds me, she sent some gifts for the kids. I will be right back. You three get better acquainted.
Will do.
Fun.
Will do.
I cannot believe you got a dog without consulting me. This was a major family decision.
It was wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. But we have talked about getting a dog for years, and you're the only one who wasn't into it.
Because I knew that I would be the one taking care of it.
That's not true.
Oh.
No, we will all help. This is a great chance to teach the kids responsibility.
That is exactly what you said about Luke's paper route.
Hello? Is anyone in there?
Red's a good color on you.
It's just a movie.
Oh, he's so cute. Look at his little face. I always wanted a dog. Thanks, Grandpa.
Okay, but remember, having a dog is a major responsibility. Everyone in the family has to pitch in.
Can do, Mrs. D.
Not you, Dylan.
Oh, phew, because I got a lot on my plate right now.
Hey, look who's here. Uncle Cam.
Hey, we heard about the new edition and we had to come right over.
Cameron, so good to see you again. Now that is a shirt.
Oh, well, thank you, Frank. I get them online. I'll send you a link.
Oh, well, at home I smoke sausages. I'll send you a link.
Classic.
And this must be Lily.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
She just couldn't wait to meet the new doggy. I think she's good right here. Let me get in there and get some of that dogginess. Oh, there it is.
Haley?
There it is.
I gotta go.
What's wrong?
That was Brian. He just quit the band.
What? Why?
He's moving to Portland. His parents got back together.
Oh, that sucks.
No. Now we're gonna have to cancel the gig tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe you can find another drummer?
No, I think it's too late for that now.
I play drums.
Huh?
Well, I mean, I haven't played in a while since Lily's come along, but if you're in a jam, I can jam.
Well, you know, I totally would, but I'm not sure we like the same sorts of music, you know?
Oh, what, because I'm gay, I'm just gonna want to play show tunes?
No, because you're old.
Well, that hurt more, Dylan.
Give him a chance. It's better than canceling.
You're right. I don't want to lose the deposit on that fog machine. Okay, let's do it.
How you doing, buddy? All right, relax.
Oh, jeez.
Next.
Expected wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
At Chili's, fresh is now. And now, 2 Texas icons and 1 delicious dinner. New Dr. Pepper baby back ribs, smoked in-house on Chili's $20 dinner for 2. Fresh is happening now.
Sensational.
New Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect Mascara from Maybelline, New York. Our unique fanning brush captures every layer of lashes for a sensational full fan effect. New Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect Mascara.
I'm telling you, Phil, the man was crying.
That is impossible. My dad is the happiest guy on earth. It probably just sounded like he was crying. Have you heard the noise he makes when he gets out of a chair?
No, I know what I heard. I think this has something to do with your mom.
What?
Yeah, he came here alone. Think about it.
She's on a cruise.
Yeah, and they never take separate vacations, so...
No. No, if something was wrong, my dad would tell me about it.
No, Phil, he wouldn't because you guys never actually talk about anything.
We talk all the time. He crank calls me at work like 3 times a week.
Crank calls don't count.
Counts for fun.
Honestly, I think that you should find out what's going on with your dad.
It's going to be nothing. My dad isn't like your dad. There's nothing deep and dark inside. His hard candy shell is just hiding more candy.
I think he wants to go out. Good boy.
Smart dog.
I hate to break it to you, but I think all dogs can do that.
I'm gonna play outside. Ow! What happened?
Okay. Should I just play a little something?
Yeah, but, you know, if it doesn't work out, don't feel bad.
Well, hopefully this is like riding a bicycle. And will all come back to me. That's the loud one. So, here we go. Oh, silly me. I had the sticks in the wrong hands.
Dude, you should label those sticks.
Is that the alarm? Has our perimeter been breached?
It's not the alarm. The doorbell won't stop ringing.
Maybe a demon is ringing it.
Not a demon.
Who keeps ringing the doorbell?
We're pretty sure it's a demon.
Oh, yeah? There. If it were a demon, it would keep on ringing.
Not if he's already inside. I'm getting a weapon.
What were you thinking? Who takes a little boy to a horror movie? That's loco, Jay.
This is no big deal. You want scary? When I was his age, I lived through the Cuban Missile Crisis. I slept with a butter knife under my pillow in case I had to fight some Soviet colonel.
What are we talking about?
Look, all I'm saying, being scared is part of growing up. Manny will get over this. It builds character.
I'll take the first watch. You two might as well get some rest. It's gonna be a long night.
Character.
Dad?
Come on in, it's open.
Hey.
Don't tell me, you need a cup of sugar.
Nah, just, I was just wondering, I don't know, anything on the old noodle?
Other than a bad toupee? I'm kidding, of course. This is my real hair.
Well, okay.
Wait a minute. I want to ask you something. Am I putting you in a bad position with this whole dog thing? Claire seemed a little put out.
Oh, don't worry about it. Claire didn't like me at first either.
I can't blame her. Dismissed!
Oh, Dad, you know what? Claire saw something and she'd kill me if I didn't ask.
What is it?
Would you wear pants to breakfast, for crying out loud?
You got me again. Right in the funny bone.
All right.
Come on, Scout. Let go of it. No, no, no. Oh. Dog. Look at this.
How did he get a hold of your bra?
Well, we were out on a date, and he has a really nice car. So how do you think he got it out of the laundry basket? Can't take my eyes off that dog for a second.
Why don't you just keep him in the crate?
I tried that. He figured out how to get out. I thought you were dealing with your dad.
Oh, yeah, I did. He's fine. So
Whoa, you got that from a 2-minute conversation?
I asked him point blank if he was okay. He said he was, so I
Just swapped some jokes and moved on. Phil, the man needs more of a push than that.
Look, if he wants to talk to me about it, he will. Geez, someone's panties are in a bunch.
I thought I was showing concern and a little
No,
bit.
right there.
Oh my God, that damn dog.
Guys, little help? I have to go to the bathroom. I'm not gonna do it in here.
Hey, I got Chinese.
Sweet, I'm starving.
Oh, we have guests.
Yeah, hey, we were just having a little jam session. You know Dylan, this is Craig, this is Neil.
I'll always remember him as the stranger holding my baby. Can I talk to you in the kitchen for a second?
Yeah, hey guys, let's just take 5.
What's up with 21 Jump Street?
Oh, well, their drummer quit, and I'm gonna fill in for him tomorrow night.
No, we have Pepper's après ski fondue party tomorrow night.
Oh, no.
So you just have to tell your band that they're gonna have to find someone else.
You know what? No, I'm not gonna let these fellas down. I made a commitment.
You made 2 commitments, okay? And you know how Pepper is. Everything has to be perfect. He gets mad if you don't wear a big sweater.
I just feel like I kind of need this.
To round out your college applications?
It's just that because I'm always home with Lily, I just feel like I'm going a little bit stir crazy. Look at the den. Every time I finish painting it, I start all over again. It's like the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, we gotta fix this.
Don't go away. Modern Family will be right back.
Get yourself something nice. Love, Nana. Something nice. Something nice.
The KFC $5 fill-up. The only pot pie made with the world's best chicken. And a cookie and a drink, all for just $5.
Isn't that nice?
TaxAct was built on the do-it-yourself, hands-on spirit that's become a movement across America. So for all the makers, doers, and those with a can-do attitude, you got this. When you file your taxes with TaxAct.com, all e-filable federal forms are free, state forms are of best value, and you're guaranteed your maximum IRS refund fast. On your desktop, tablet, or phone, start anywhere and finish anytime. Do your own taxes. Start free today at taxact.com. You got this.
Modern Family will be right back.
For almost the last 100 years, Lincoln has been the leader of luxury automobiles. At Lowe MacArthur, we have not forgotten our heritage.
In 2015, we want to introduce to you the new Lincoln Motor Company, a luxury experience when you first walk through the front door, and continues with the concierge service as long as you own the vehicle.
It's luxury vehicle ownership
the way it should be. We want to personally invite you to Lowe MacArthur Lincoln in Salina, Kansas.
Do you or your child have acne? If so, call 1-844-856-1864. People with acne may qualify for a research study and be provided a new acne medication to use at home. Participants will be compensated for time and travel. Everyone who has acne will be considered. For more information, call 1-844-856-1864. Call today.
Hi, this is Ryan with Heartland Coin Gallery. The price of gold and silver changes daily. We don't promise to pay more for your gold and silver. We simply pay you the most we can based on the current gold and silver market. Heartland Coin Gallery. Always buying gold and silver at K96 and Greenwich Road.
I got in a car wreck. The insurance adjusters kept calling and calling, but then I called the two Bryans.
You've been injured in a car wreck. Now get the settlement you deserve.
That insurance company has already taken advantage of you. Don't let them hurt your injury case. Call now, 689-8035.
Yeah, I got hurt, but the two Bryans, they got my settlement, they got my money.
Nothing to it. We're the original Pistotnik Law Offices. The two Bryans, been here all along, still getting the big settlements.
Call 844-WIN BIG.
Listen up, cause I got something to say. Adventure Dental smiles are here to stay. From teeth cleaning and polishing too, we'll even check your eyes for you. Adventure, come on if you wanna have some fun. Adventure, come on, cause you're number one.
Whoa! Looks like I could learn a thing or two from you.
Adventure, come on if you wanna have some fun.
What does it do? If that thing is activated, it will cause large-scale destruction.
Protecting her hero leads to the ultimate betrayal.
I trusted you, Howard!
New Marvel's Agent Carter, tonight at 9/8 Central on ABC.
Hey, what's with the big sweater at a concert? Is that a gay thing?
No, Dad, it's for my friend Pepper's après-ski fondue. Yeah, it's a gay thing.
Good news, you two. You're getting your driveway back. I'm hitting the open road in the morning.
Oh, already?
Yeah. Anxious to get home and see Mom, huh?
No, I'm just gonna drive wherever the wind blows me, which is usually into the next lane.
Can we get some sodas, Grandpa?
Okay, but just one. I'm driving. Come on.
He's not going home. He's never been away from my mom for longer than a doctor's appointment.
Honey, I know, I told you.
I always felt bad for people with emotionally distant fathers. It turns out I'm one of them. It's a miracle I didn't end up a stripper.
Hey, thanks everybody for coming out. These are some songs we wrote.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then you don't leave me. I want you to know. I want you to know. There's something inside me that I cannot control. I cannot control.
Our boyfriend's totally wrong!
I know, right? Well, the plan was to watch him for 10 minutes and then run out to Pepper's party. But he was so great up there. How could I leave? It was his moment. Wow!
I know!
And his moment went on for a really, really long time. Turns out I could have run to the party and made it back for the end of his moment.
Go brush your teeth and get ready for bed, okay?
Your bed.
Can I watch TV?
Only 10 minutes.
Okay.
We'll speak no more of it now.
Hey, Jay, it's Ben Dugan. I got your message. Yes, I'm happy to help out. I'll swing by tonight.
What's that?
That's Ben. It's the guy who was in the movie. I figured when Manny sees him, sees how nice he is, he'll realize it's all pretend.
You think that will work?
That guy's a sweetheart. Manny's gonna spend 2 minutes with him. He'll explain how the movie's made. He's even bringing his fake machete. Thing's made of rubber.
You mean you wish to train here as a novice?
No, sir.
Hey, are you
Until a
Manny?
night.
Hey, meet him.
I'm here for you.
Yes, sir. A knight of the round.
Look at that guy.
What's wrong?
Mom! He's here!
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? Ay. We're gonna need a bigger bed.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God, I think that's him.
Hey, you stay.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm with the band.
I thought the gig was a little sloppy in spots, but I think once I learn all the songs.
I thought this was a one-time thing.
Are you kidding? We destroyed in there. Did you hear that one lady screaming my name?
That was Phil. He had a Red Bull.
Hey guys, good gig, huh?
Yeah, totally awesome, man.
Heck of a gig.
Hey, guys. Hey, I saw you're in Portland.
Oh, my parents broke up again. I'm not moving. I can stay in the band.
This is awkward.
Cam.
Oh, awkward for me. Good luck following that, Ringo.
I believe this belongs to you. I don't want to drag the house along with me. Come here, you little monkeys.
Bye, Grandpa. We'll miss you.
Oh, I wish I could take you with me.
Yeah, drive safe, Grandpa.
I'll try.
You sure you don't want to stay for breakfast?
No, I ought to be hitting the road. Welp, adios.
Dad, hold on. Can I talk to you for a second?
Sure.
I don't think you're being honest with me. I know something is going on with you. What's up?
Something up? Well, my boxers are riding a little high.
I'm not in the mood for jokes right now, although you nailed that.
Thanks,
Great
thanks.
stuff.
Thanks. It's nothing.
Oh, it's nothing? Nothing to do with Mom?
No! Well, yeah. I've fallen in love.
Oh my God, who is she?
He!
What?
It's that little guy right over there. Come on over here. Come on. Come on. There you go. Oh, look at him. Driving across country. This little bastard nuzzled his way right into my heart, didn't you?
So this is just about you not wanting to leave the dog? Well, you should tell Mom.
Those 3 days on the road with him were the happiest of my life.
You should leave that part out.
I don't want to keep Scout if it makes Grandpa sad.
Yeah, I know, sweetie, but Grandma has allergies, so Scout has to stay with us.
Well, she could always just get some allergy shots.
Honey, you don't want to put her through that.
Hell, back in the day, I got a vasectomy for her.
Dad, please. Scout's your dog. He should go with you.
Okay, you twisted my arm. Thanks, son. Thanks for poking through the armor.
You're poking through the armor down there.
What?
Made you look.
You are a treasure. Come on, Scout, let's mosey.
Oh, wait. He loves that.
Oh, I bet he does. No, Scout, this time I drive.
You still got it. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I might have actually gotten even closer with my dad.
I can't believe he took my dog.
Bye, Pop.
Bye, Grandpa.
Bye,
Bye, Grandpa.
Luke, stay.
I love you. Come
Luke,
back
stay.
soon. I'll see you later.
Luke, stay.
Luke.
Stay.
Regal Car Sales and Credit is a respected buy here, pay here dealer who's been in the business for over 25 years. We've been named National Quality Dealer of the Year.
Went to a couple of the car lots and they weren't as nice, they didn't have as good as a warranty, and the down payments were a lot more.
Fast, simple, no hassle. And the people at Regal took care of you. 100%.
I'm bringing my whole family to Regal Car Motors. Come on over to Regal. Buy a car here today. They'll treat you right. It's Regal. Oh, yeah.
Join me, Larry Hatterberg, and my wife Judy as we fly to Pacific Coast Treasures, June 11th through the 19th for 8 nights of travel from Portland to San Francisco. For more information and to book your passage, call 316-721-4455 or visit villagetours.net.
Time is on my side. Yes, it is.
When you choose new kitchen countertops, choose the ones engineered for real life, Granite Transformations. No matter what life throws at them, they'll look beautiful forever. An installation done in as little as a day. Granite Transformations. It's about beauty. It's about time. Call today for a free in-home consultation.
If you're looking for internet service you can count on, I have some news. Switch to AT&T Uverse high-speed internet, and for a limited time, choose any internet speed for $29.95 a month or less. Their best prices ever. What? Is that right? $29.95 a month or less?
Yeah, $29.95 a month it is. Yeah, that's right.
I spend more than that on coffee every month. With AT&T, enjoy the speed you need at a price you'll love. Plus, connect all your Wi-Fi devices at home and save on your mobile data usage. And for $29.95 a month or less, you get it all at an unbelievable price. I'm sorry. It's literally unbelievable.
Choose any internet speed for $29.95 a month or less for 12 months with qualifying service and a 1-year price guarantee. Our best prices ever.
Still rolling.
Hurry, it's only for a limited time. Call an AT&T expert and switch today.
That's a wrap.
I'm calling to switch right now.
Nobody, and I mean nobody sells Tempur-Pedic mattresses for less than the furniture store in Kansas and McPherson. The best-selling bed in America just got better with the addition of the Tempur-Pedic Air and Super Cool Breeze bed. Nobody has a bigger selection. We don't just stock catalogs. You can comfort test any Tempur-Pedic here. And free financing, free delivery, free setup, and free removal of your old mattress set. Nobody sells Tempur-Pedic for less than the furniture store in Kansas and McPherson.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
On the next Modern Family, it's time for a family portrait.
Did you get a look at her dress? What? Why would I look at her dress? I love you.
This picture is worth 1,000 words.
Hey, cheese.
On the next Modern Family.
Frank! Hey, Jay, good to see you.
Great to see you. Didn't expect to find you here.
Well, listen, when my granddaughter's boyfriend's band plays an under-21 club with my daughter-in-law's brother's gay partner, I show up. That's just how I was raised.
I don't think you met my wife, Gloria.
Hola.
Well, it's a pleasure. You are a lovely woman.
You must be Frank.
Okay, then. You are hotter than a Las Vegas sidewalk on the 4th of July. Did I go too far?
Not you, Frank, no.
From Cakeland, this is Emmy award-winning Cake News.
A lot of the older population remembers the sound of it. A lot of the younger population haven't heard it because of the vaccine, which proves that the vaccine works.
Doctors urging people to get vaccinated with whooping cough cases on the rise. And good evening. Thank you for joining us. In fact, one person in Kansas has now died. That person in Barton County from whooping cough.
Now the county health director is urging those with children who haven't been vaccinated to get the pertussis shot for their kids. Cake's Mike Ewan is in Great Bend, where officials warn this illness is highly contagious.
Now that there's been a death from whooping cough, the Barton County Health Department is doing everything it can to get people to vaccinate their children against whooping cough. Barton County's health director says she doesn't have any information on the person who died, but she says they believe they may have as many as 5 cases of whooping cough or pertussis in the area. And because she says a child must be at least 6 weeks old to get the shot, she is urging adults with younger children to get the adult pertussis vaccine.
We recommend adults, older siblings, forming a circle of protection around these babies.
Schneider says those with compromised immune systems may also want to get the shot, as pertussis is easily passed on.
They say 3 feet is a good social distance to keep from anybody, so we are recommending that if you are ill, please first stay home.
Great Bend residents seem to be hearing the message.
My friend actually just had whooping cough, and it was awful. She could barely talk without coughing every 2 minutes.
For a while yesterday, the Barton County Health Department had run out of vaccine, but now they say they have an adequate supply to take care of anyone who wants to come in and get a vaccination. In Great Bend, Mike Ewan, Cake News.
Besides Barton County, cases of whooping cough have been reported in Wichita, along with Johnson and McPherson counties.
The city of